Hey YouTube, I'm Kenneth Ryan.
And I'm Linz.
And we're back with another episode of Fanfiction Friday, where we are continuing to read A Sad Secret, Red-Green Yaoi. We are on, what chapter is this? Chapter 16, so we're getting close to the end. We're gonna finish it soon. But we're on chapter 16. This chapter is called Told You. The foreword to this chapter is, seems like Green discovered why Giovanni did this to Red. Let's find out if Giovanni heard the lovers. If you don't know what that means, watch the previous episode, because then you'll figure it out.
Because it's the best chapter so far.
Oh, yeah, this fic, that last 2 sessions we did were so amazing. Yeah.
I mean, the mic is probably not picking this up, because...
Oh, I can boost the audio. But, yeah, so let's see, what's a good Pokemon pun? Let's tackle these chapters. Green's point of view.
Red was awake before me again, which still shocked me. He was already dressed too, other two, but he seemed upset. I kissed his forehead and started putting my clothes and winced at the pain I got from my boxers and pants.
Sorry.
Red frowned and his ears went down. Why is he the one in pain? He talked the entire time, didn't he?
Green's in pain because his dick got used too much. They explained that. Like, he was fucking too much, and so his dick is, chafed and shit.
Yes. Okay. It's okay, even if it hurts now. It felt wonderful yesterday.
Oh, God.
I still can't believe we wasted the whole day in my room going at it like 2 top lot bunnies. I thought it was a T for a second.
That's definitely a Pokemon.
Lot bunnies? I don't know.
They didn't capitalize it, though.
Yeah.
I smell food!
Red shouted and took off running, making me chuckle. I headed to the kitchen after I finished getting dressed. Red was sitting at the table, wagging his tail as
Can you please just spell that for them?
W-A-G-G-I-B-G.
Oh my God.
I mean, the B is right next to the N, so it's an easy enough mistake.
But please proofread.
I guess.
Please.
You should be looking at the text.
Right? I feel like Easy Murder typed this with our eyes closed sometimes.
Maybe. Wagging his tail as Gramps sat a plate of bacon, eggs, and toast in front of him. It's always possessive with Gramps.
This is even better.
I sat down, and Gramps sat a plate in front of me. I looked over to see Red devouring his bacon and eggs.
No wonder you're so hungry. Did you two have fun yesterday?
Gramps asked, drinking his coffee. Gramps, I sighed.
Yes!
Red shouted, making me go wide-eyed. Red, I stuttered, and Gramps chuckled.
That was like a different voice.
This is Red now.
Sorry. I want to have fun today,
Red said, flipping over his seat and landing perfectly on his feet. His plate was clean except for his toast. Gramps frowned.
Are you not going to eat your toast?
Gramps asked curiously.
I only eat meat. That's an innuendo for penis. I want to run.
He ate eggs, too.
Okay.
Which are kind of...
penises and embryos.
Red seemed very happy today. He's happy today. I don't know what verb day is, but
right.
He's happy to do it. I finished my toast and stood up from the table. I'll let him run outside in the back, I said, and Red followed me to the back door. I opened and he took off running all over the place, making me laugh. I opened.
God. Green,
Red said, walking back to me on 4 legs. What is it? I asked, smiling at him, and he frowned.
He's going to get out,
Red said. What? I asked, confused.
Gigoi Gio and he is going to escape,
Red said, shaking his head at Giovanni's name. I'll protect you, I said, then he shook his head.
I protect you this time.
Red smiled and wagged his tail. If you say so, I chuckled. Because you're a wimp and you can't do anything. No.
Right?
That was not.
Green, watch this!
Red shouted, turning away from me. He steadied himself and little white lights came to his mouth. I know this move, I thought as he shot a huge white beam from his mouth but collapsed afterward. I ran to his side, lifting him up in my arms. You know Hyper Beam is a tolling attack. Why did you do that? I asked, and his eyes opened slowly. In Pokemon, they don't do one attack and collapse.
Hyper Beam, you have to have a turn of rest in between.
I suppose, but...
Red's pretty pathetic.
Collapsing? I mean, they rest, yes, to get energy back or whatever.
Right, but he literally, like, passed out. I wanted to show you I could protect you,
Red said, and then he passed out. So if Giovanni attacks now, a lot of good that did.
Right?
I looked down to see a huge scorch mark that led other lead really far away. Like PB on the table.
Like the lead that if you eat the paint with it in it, your kid becomes, like, autistic or something?
He had incinerated the trees and the grass. Wow. Destruction of nature and stuff. It was the most powerful hyper beam I'd ever seen. Oh my god. This is you.
What was that?
Gramps said, then paused when he saw Red out cold in the dead grass and missing trees. Red knows hyper beam, I said, looking at my shocked grandfather.
Bring him to the lab. If his hyper beam is that strong, then he may be as strong as a legendary. Of fucking course. He's got to be the special egg of the group.
Well, there's already like a mixture of like 2 Pokemon.
I don't care.
Gramps said.
Red's a fucking Mary Sue.
Him. Yeah. Giovanni was sitting in his chair till I walked in with a limp Red.
What did you do to my pet?
Giovanni yelled at me.
Sit him here. Sit him here. I can hear him. And I'll hook him up.
Gramps said. Giovanni was standing up now and glaring at me.
Green?
Red had his eyes open slightly, looking confused. It's okay, love. We are just trying to see why you're so strong. Possessive you're, I said, petting him. He relaxed and closed his eyes again.
Oh my,
Gramps said. What? I asked.
He's almost as powerful as Arceus. So,
Gramps said.
So, Giovanni gives Red a shot that turns him into a Pokemon, which makes him essentially as strong as the literal Pokemon god. The god who created everything in the Pokemon universe. This wimpy, pathetic boy who got a shot that turned him into a Pokemon made him as strong as a god. No, that's totally, this is fucking believable. This is believable. This is good storytelling.
And of course it's Red.
Well, of course. No, fucking continue. It's my line. Of course. That was the wrong voice.
No, it's Giovanni.
Was it? No, that was like Markiplier. Not at all Markiplier. Of course. I can't have my pet being weak. That's why I put legendaries in the mix.
Of course he did, Giovanni said.
His hidden type is water.
Gramps said. But he's a fire type. And a dark type, I said.
Pokemon have 2 types, kiddos. Only 2. The only types, by the way, that have no weaknesses is Ghost Dark. They have no weaknesses. I know that because I play Pokemon. That is the only type combination you can ever have that can't get a super effective attack against it. A Fire Dark Water Pokemon has weaknesses. For example, electricity, because fire and dark don't nullify that. So, this is fucking dumb. You're wrong, Izzy Murder. My pet has no weaknesses. He's the perfect Pokemon.
Giovanni smiled. Shut up, you sick fuck! I said, snapped at Giovanni. There we go.
This is a Gramps line. Okay. Oh, Jesus. I can't do the voice today. He can learn 6 moves, and some of them have changed. He knows Hyper Beam, Sacred Fury. Free. It's Sacred Fire, but spelt wrong. Blue Flare, Dark Pulse, Aquia Tail, and Hydro Pump. That must be why he took the form of Zorora, so he wouldn't hurt himself using water-type moves.
Gramps said, looking at Red like he was Arceus.
I can't do
I still want him to be him again, I said. Even though you can have sex with him this way and he's happy, who cares? Just leave him.
You're crazy. He is perfect now. Even in bed.
Ew. Giovanni gave Red a look that said he wanted him. I'm going to go let him sleep, I said, picking up Red and disconnecting him. I laid him down on my bed and sighed. Red was a powerful Pokemon, but he was still Red.
Green, I love you.
I looked down to see Red looking at me half asleep. I love you too.
To what?
Now get some rest. I kissed his forehead and he closed his eyes.
Possessive eyes. Red's point of view. BAM! I jumped in surprise at the loud noise. I looked around, but Green was not in here, so I sniffed and smelled a burning smell. I saw smoke coming through the crack under the door. I told Green he would escape.
What?
What the fuck?
Oh, I told Green that he, referring to Giovanni, would
Oh! Okay.
escape. That makes sense. Raikou, dodge it!
I heard Green shout. I got up and took toward him. Nidoking, use Mega Horn! I heard Giovanni in a loud crash. I jumped off the top of the stare with your eyes, case, landing on my feet. Raikou was out cold, and Gray was covered in ashes and bruises. Professor Oak was lying behind Green, and he wasn't moving. Who's Gray?
I think that's supposed to be Green.
Who's Gray? Giovanni! I roared, making Green and Giovanni look at me.
That was a short U point of view chapter.
The end. Catch us next time with the next chapter, when we maybe kill ourselves.
That picture is... It is indeed.
Okay,
Pikachu
so
crying straight out of that movie.
there is a picture on top of these pages usually, and it's a straight up still of the first Pokemon movie where like Pikachu's crying, and
when
I think
Ash gets like hit
turned to
by the
stone.
2 attacks of
Right?
Mewtwo, and then he's like stone randomly, because that happens with 2 attacks
Well-
combined. I don't know, maybe.
well, excuse me.
Do Mew or Mewtwo have the power to turn people to stone?
I
know.
don't remember.
Petrification, who knows?
This chapter that we are on, it's called Red, :, open parenthesis, also known as Red, sad face with a tear. This is chapter 17, and the foreword to it is, I think someone just pissed off Red. Just so you know, you should never piss Red off, LOL. Is Oak okay? Is Red going to fight Giovanni? What the fuck is Green going to do? Love you guys, Izzy.
Oh, she hasn't said that in a while. That she loves us.
I'm so happy she's reassured me.
Chapter 17, Green's point of view.
Giovanni!
I looked over to see Red. His eyes were a glow, and he was on fire. No, seriously on fire?
Really? My pet, you seem upset.
Giovanni smiled at Red, but then turned attention back to me.
You bastard!
Red growled, walking toward Giovanni. Did
You-
Red just cuss?
Damn. You going to
Wait,
fight me? Coos.
Coos. Giovanni questioned.
Yes.
Red said. I'm glad Red's mom bought him fireproof clothes, or he would be naked right now.
I'm putting up the tea.
So he is kind of human, mostly. But why did that person think he was a Pokemon if he's kind of partially human? I don't know.
Where does Red's mom get fucking fire-ass proof clothes? She got like
Firefighters don't have fireproof clothes.
Right?
I mean, it's Pokemon, so they probably invented some because of all the fire they have to deal with.
Where's Officer Jenny? She was my favorite.
Yeah, why is opposite? She was here for like the
She
letter.
wrote a note.
She wrote a letter, and I talked in a weird voice that I can't remember.
Neither
Which
can
is
I.
really blah 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 blah.
Alright, continue.
Anyways, or he'd be naked right now. Red pulled his gloves down and pulled his hat down to cover his eyes, meaning he was ready.
For what? Nidoking, Mega
Is that the
Horn!
move he just used last time?
Yeah.
Wow, do you only know one move? Giovanni commanded. Red dodged it quickly, then used Sacred Fire. Nidoking was not fast enough and ended up getting hit.
Good for nothing. Go, Gengar, use Poison Jab!
Giovanni commanded. Gengar hit Red twice, but then started missing once Red got a read on its speed. Red used Hydro Pump, but Gengar dogged it.
Dogged it. Poison Jab again!
Giovanni yelled. It hit Red only once this time. Red used Blue Flare, knocking Gengar out. I smiled at Red and noticed him panting and shivering. His eyes were a dull red, and he coughed up a little blood. What?
Is he gonna fucking die? Can that be the end?
Red! I wanted to go to him, but he smiled at me, making me stop. He wanted to do this, and if I got involved, he would be mad at me. so I'm gonna let you die. Whatever.
You're going to die, my pet. Go, Sableye, use Shadow Ball.
Giovanni yelled. This was his last Pokemon, because I took out the others.
Okay.
How do you know?
Hey,
I suppose the amount of Pokemon that you have or
hey,
whatever.
here's a fun fact. Sableye is a Ghost Dark type. Sableye is the perfect Pokemon in terms of having no weaknesses. Continue.
Red was slowing down and Barley dodged it.
Barley.
He used Aqua Tail, and Sableye grabbed hold of his tail. Shit.
Zen Headbutt.
Giovanni yelled, and Red's eyes went wide when it hit him head on, sending him flying backwards. Red coughed up more blood, but stood up looking pissed. Dark mist gathered around him, and he used Night Daze. I thought he could only use 6 moves.
Technically, you can only use 4.
But didn't Oak say he could change? Some of them can change or whatever.
This is literally like Red's a fucking Mary Sue.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
And I hate it. Sableye, dodge it, then use Foul Play.
Giovanni yelled. Sableye dodged and ran toward Red. Red had white lights flowing to him, and I knew what was coming. I picked up his Pikachu and covered me in Oak's head, putting Pikachu on my lap. Red shot his Hyper Beam, destroying the whole side of the house, making rubble fly everywhere.
Jesus! Red! How much money do you think Oak has? Fix this shit.
They'll sue Giovanni. I don't know. I coughed and stood up, checking on Oak and Pikachu, who I moved to Oak's lap. I looked around and saw Red's hat laying beside a pile of rubble. Oh, Arceus, no. Red! I shouted, moving the rubble, and stopped dead. Did he die? Is that the end? No. Red was there and looking pale with eyes closed. No! Red! No, don't you dare die! I'll get you help! Red! Fuck! I started crying and moved the rest of the rubble. His chest wasn't moving, making me cry more. Damn it!
Do you remember when the story was just about how Red got raped and was dealing with the emotional trauma of getting raped, and now we're dealing with Red's a Pokemon and hopefully fucking dead?
I'll find a fic that deals with it better for next time, maybe.
Good lord.
Ooh, that one.
Choo!
I looked over to see Pikachu crying and felt a hand on my shoulder.
Green.
It was Gramps. Reds. I couldn't say those words. I couldn't lose him.
Green. Let me look at him.
Gramps said. I lifted the limp, cold Red and was still crying. Gramps' hot tears in his eyes, too.
To what?
Red, don't leave me, I said.
Sad face with a tear. Red, is he?
That's the
That's the chapter. That is it.
I read this entire chapter.
That's the chapter. Join us next time for another chapter where Red's probably not dead.
Because there's like 5 more chapters.
Red's probably not dead.
No, Red dies, then he finds that yellow person or whatever.
Maybe. We'll see. See on the next chapter.
That's a cute picture.
That's a cute picture.
Except his face is kind of weird.
His face is kind of weird. That was a cute picture.
Like,
so, you're on to chapter 18 now. This chapter's called Green. I'm sorry. And the forward to this chapter is, so sad, sad face with a tear. Is Red dead? Can Green handle it if Red is dead? Sad face with a tear.
If Red is dead.
Green's point of view.
Again. I was sitting outside with Red's Pikachu on my lap. Gramps told me he would handle Red. I hope that don't mean he's dead. I'm not even going to point out whenever it's possessive for Gramps anymore. I mean, I stopped like a long time ago, but it happens every single time. Except like once or twice. Anyways, I started shaking, trying to fight my tears, but they won. Damn it, Red. Giovanni had died in the rubble.
Oh,
Just
wow.
you could tell he was dead.
Well, 18 chapters in, Giovanni's finally kicked the bucket.
Crushed.
You could tell he was dead.
You could tell.
I kind of want like a picture of that.
Yeah.
Like, what? Oh god. Choo!
Pikachu licked my face, and I petted his head, sobbing uncontrollably. I love him so much. I don't want to lose him. I started crying harder, which gave me the hiccups.
Oh my god! This is so bad.
Wait, Pikachu. Oh no. Oh my god. Red.
Pika!
Pikachu then ran off into the woods. He probably thought I needed to be alone.
Oh my god. Okay, just read it.
I pulled out a Pokemon and listened to Say It Love by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
My love, she keeps me warm.
Oh god, I'm gonna ruin my makeup.
This isn't real.
Pokemon. Save Love by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
I love how Macklemore gets his name capitalized, but Ryan Lewis is just like, fuck that bitch.
Thinking it would get my mind off Red, but instead it made me feel worse.
No
I'm gonna
shit.
sing a random love song about how much I love my random loves person.
This isn't real. This is a fever dream that you just can't wake up from.
In the end, it was a dream.
I hope so.
Like those mooks.
Green.
I pulled out a headphone to see Gramps. I need
you to do me a favor.
They just wasn't.
Will you go in my lab and fetch my phone?
Gramps said. So obviously he's okay, and he's just like, oh, I need you to go into this lab for some random reason so that you can see he's okay without me telling you that he's okay.
That's
because I'm going to make
probably
you
it.
worry for 5 minutes.
Right.
Because I'm coming out here and I'm not going to tell you what happened with him. It's just like, oh, I need my phone. I'm not going to mention how Red's doing it all. He's dead. Just bye.
Just get my phone. I gotta go Snapchat pictures of his dead ass body to his mom.
Did I read this at all?
No.
Didn't you just come from there? I asked.
Yes, but I thought I had it with me. You're young and fast, and I don't feel like climbing over rubble again.
He said. I sighed, still crying, and put my Pokepod back in my pocket and headed to the lab, tripping and climbing over rubble till I got to the door and opened it. Wrong till. I sighed and saw Gramps' phone on his... That's actually correct this time, kind of.
Oh my god.
Almost. It should be on the other
I
side,
know.
yes, but still. Phone on his desk beside Red's hat. I started sobbing again and touched the hat gently, making me drop to my knees because I was crying so hard.
Your possessive knees.
Yeah. It's Red.
Can you hand me that hat?
I heard someone ask, so I did it.
Thanks, Green. I always feel weird without it. Even if I was a Pokemon.
Oh, he's normal now? Because he almost died? Maybe he died and then turned back into human because he died? Who knows?
I don't fucking
I turned
know.
to see Red standing there holding his hat at his side, and it was him. No ears or tail, just him. I touched his face and started crying harder. That feels weird, okay. Don't you ever leave me?
You just, like, touched my hair.
Don't you ever leave me? I sobbed, and tears were forming in his eyes.
I won't, Green. I'm sorry.
That sounds like this one when PewDiePie and Cry were reading this fanfic about them or whatever it was. Red said, looking a little shocked at me. Okay. I love you so damn much. I hugged him tight.
I love you too, Green.
To what?
To Green. I love you too, Green.
I love you to Green. Okay.
I still feel sick, though.
Red whispered, making me look at him. What? I asked.
My chest hurts a bit, and I feel sick to my stomach from being poisoned.
Red said. What happened to your ears and tail? I asked.
Oh, Oak said I lost them when I was dead for 20 seconds.
Red said. You did leave me. I started crying again.
Only for 20 seconds, till Arceus sent me back and saying it was not my time.
Oh god, it's like, oh, it's not your time, go back. Red said. Thank you, Arceus, I said, and kissed Red hard. It was a I'm mad at you for not letting me help you in that battle, but I still love you kiss.
That's very specific.
Yes.
I'm really sorry I worried you.
Red frowned. Don't worry, you're going to make it up to me tonight. I smirked at him and he blushed. Ellipsis, ellipsis. Red stared at me in shock. Smell you later, or should I say tonight, I said, leaving him in the lab in shock at my old goodbye I used to say. And then the author's note at the end is, Red! So happy you're not dead.
So in order to cope with the death of his boyfriend, he listens to Same Love by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
Yes. Because that's a great song to forget about.
Red died
For 20 seconds.
for 20 seconds and was sent back by God because it wasn't his time. And to make it up, they're going to have sex. You can already see that's coming. Why don't you go see the sexy times in the next chapter? So this is a chapter that has a thumbnail picture on it, but it's chapter 19, bunch of ellipsis. This is the note.
4.2 thousand people have seen this.
So everyone is saying gold is red sun, so I'm going to play around with this. Mwah, ha, ha.
Oh, it's arms race. I told you. I told you they
No!
I told you.
No! No, this isn't happening. No. No. No.
Oh, God.
How do villains laugh like that?
Cough. Anyways, Red's point of view.
It had been a week since Giovanni died and I was a Pokemon. Green had been busy studying Pokemon, so I hadn't spent any time with him. So I hung with my friend Yellow. Yellow was so cool. I mean, she would give me advice about love and stuff, which was weird since she was 16 and I was 17. I should know more than her, right? This is the first time over the course of this entire story we found out their age.
Ew, he's underage. And they're having sex. I mean, in Japan. I was almost like Japanese.
In Japanese?
In Japan, it's illegal, I think so.
It's Pokemon.
In some places.
Doesn't matter.
It might be 18 in others.
Hey, Red, Oak said to me. Ellipsis. This guy fucking Squall Leonhardt from fucking Final Fantasy VIII. Dude, okay, you don't get that reference, but dude, like, always talks in ellipses.
Yeah,
Anyways,
figured.
I just glanced at him with a frown. I was playing the silent game, so when Green came home, he would know I was upset.
So you're not talking to Gramps either?
Still not talking? Green is close. He should come home sometime today. Oak said, still trying to make me break my silence or my frown. Ellipsis. He sighed, giving up, and walked to the kitchen.
I'm home!
I heard Green yell. Come on in. I was just having a conversation with Red, Oak said. Green walked in, sitting high bag down and smiling at me. Super long ellipsis. I glared at him from my frown.
With my friend. What were you two talking about?
Even longer ellipsis.
You didn't say Green asked me.
Well, Green asked me. Even longer ellipsis. I just stared at him. That is what we were talking about, Oak said, sitting down in his chair.
He isn't saying anything.
Green said. Exactly, Oak said.
Red, what's wrong?
Green asked, putting his hand on my forehead, thinking I was sick. Even longer ellipsis. I just looked at me with a poker face. I was good at making a poker face. Ask Yellow. Who's this fucking Yellow bitch who I've only
Red
just
talk, please.
who I've only just learned about in this goddamn chapter?
Yeah.
Green begged. It's driving him nuts, and it makes me want to smile. So I do, but on the inside. Even longer ellipsis. That's literally like half the page. Or half the line. I spit on my screen.
I noticed.
I get up and head to his room. I knew Green was following me.
Red, talk to me.
Green begged me as I walked into his room. Ellipsis. I just sat on the bed and watched him walk back and forth, wondering why I wasn't talking.
Are you sick? Is your throat sore? Did you lose your voice?
He kept asking questions. Ellipsis. I watched him, then he froze.
You're just mad at me.
Green frowned and I nodded. Yes.
Like, oh my god, you immature a little.
Right? You're 17.
I'm sorry, love. I'll do anything. Just don't be mad at me.
Green said. Ellipsis. I stayed mute.
I'll buy you ice cream?
He said. I want vanilla. I said and smiled at him.
We have some in the freezer.
He said. Go get us some. I said, and he dragged me out of the room to the freezer.
You're really bossy today.
Green said, opening the freezer. Ellipsis. I glared at him.
Bad news. Only one popsicle left.
He started to hand it to me, but I shook my head no. You can have it. I smiled, and he unwrapped it, taking a small bite, and I leaned over, also taking a bite.
Red, what are you doing?
Green blushed. Sharing, I said, licking my lips.
They literally had the picture just so they could make that scene happen in the...
So here's the thing. We're gonna call it quits. We're gonna pick up with another session. Mpreg has pretty much just been fucking confirmed, and that makes me scared to no end.
Yeah.
This ice cream scene was probably an innuendo for a blowjob, though, so that's
Well,
pretty
clearly,
cool.
They just the picture on the top. They're just like, okay,
It's my thumbnail picture.
I'm gonna put this picture in here so I can write this scene happening.
I would also like to point out, Red is a 17-year-old, and he's literally behaving like a 12-year-old who's mad at their brother for, like, playing the video game system without them. Like, you know, I don't think I've
I
given
want ice cream.
I'm surprised he didn't fucking say it like that.
Like when he hears the Pokemon he was talking at the beginning.
God, I
voice half the
hate it.
time.
I hate it. I hate it. No, but literally, I don't think I've given anyone the silent treatment since I was, like, 12 at the oldest. Like, what the fuck is this 17-year-old bitch ass? Strong like Arceus. God, fucking... This fic
Well, that's
sucks.
because he was on magical Pokemon steroids.
This fic sucks. Where are you going?
Oh, we're gonna talk about
Where are
it
you
first?
going? We gotta talk.
I'll just hang out down here.
You know. So, yeah. That's it. That's my thoughts. Lindsay, bitch about it.
It's just bad.
Yeah, nothing even exciting, like, happened. I think the best part of this whole damn session...
Giovanni died.
Yeah. The best part of this whole damn
And you
session
could
was
tell he
Same
was
Love.
dead. Oh, what else was Same Love?
Same Love made my day.
Why Same Love? Why that song?
I feel like maybe that was Izzy Murder's inspiration. Like, she, like, as she's writing this, she just keeps listening to Same Love on repeat, and she's like, Nakamura, are you listening to me? I'm writing about the gays for you.
The case.
The gays. Oh my god. So, hey, if you know of a fic that's, you know, good, that isn't this one, you should leave it down below. And you should give the video a like if you haven't already, and subscribe if you haven't done that already, because we have awesome new content coming out every week. And join us next time when we finish this fic, because I'm pretty sure there's only like 4 chapters left, and then we don't have to ever touch it, ever again.
Until it's an update.
Until it updates, but don't ever tell Izzy Murder, because maybe she let this die, which would be good. But yeah, join us next time when we continue reading more of A Sad Secret, Red Green Yaoi. Bye!
Bye.